Oh, hey, look. The little birdie's in the house. Oh, hey, look. Two little birdies in the house. I love birdies. Let's get ready for the guitars. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, let's do our parts here today. Let's really do our parts. Scott in the house. I see you, bud. I see you, bud. Let's do our part here today, guys. All right, let's get this going. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Welcome to the show, guys. Let's see what's going on here today, huh? Let's see. So, guys, as you see right below me, read that for me. Very important today. Very important today. We help each other out. Guys, we want more engagement is what we want. So let's go ahead and get this out there right now. All right. We're going to run through this, okay? First of all, with last week, you guys, see what happened. The Jets beat the Browns, the Dolphins. How about them Dolphins, huh? How about them Dolphins? Want to kind of go through this real quick here. I don't want to keep you guys too at bay with what's going on, but I like to run through our scenario of what we had and what happened, okay? So, obviously, last week we had the final of the Thursday game, which was a 27-24. Chiefs beat the Chargers. Then, as we went into our Sunday games, the Dolphins impressively beat the Baltimore Ravens 42-38. The Jets beat the Browns by 1. There's been a lot of exciting games. Rob, what's going on, Rob? I see you, bud. I see you. Washington loses to the Lions. How about the Detroit Lions? Look like they're having a lot of fun. The Colts, on the other hand, ouch. Hello? Ouch. Man, those Colts. That's not looking good. Jaguars whip ass on the Colts 24-0. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of the New Orleans Saints in a typical fashion for any team that's being quarterbacked by a guy who likes to throw interceptions. I told you guys before that game how the Bucs would win. They would win from turnovers. How did they win the game? You saw it. You watched it. New York Giants starting the season 2-0. They beat the Panthers 19-16. The Patriots get their first win, 17-14 over the Steelers. The Falcons start the season 0-2. They put some points up there, but the Rams came away with a win, 31-27. San Francisco 49ers are 1-1 now. Look, San Francisco 49ers have been successful with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. When you say what is successful, John? Successful? I mean, would you guys consider taking your team to the playoffs? Successful? Playoffs? Would you consider taking your team to a championship game? Successful? Would you consider taking your team to a Super Bowl? I'm not asking you what you win or what you don't do. I've asked you guys this question before, and I'll ask you and pose this question to you again. If right now you could say, we will take one Super Bowl win every 10 years and consider that success, would you take it? Now, a lot of you are going to say no, because some of you're spoiled, I said. Your team wins the Super Bowl, and then if they don't go to the champion, you think it's garbage. Garbage. No, it's not. What I want you to see is how many teams win a Super Bowl every 10 years. Remember, keep this in mind. Keep it in mind. There's 32 teams in the NFL. How many teams win a Super Bowl every 10 years? And you tell me you wouldn't take that option. In my opinion, if your team makes it to the playoffs, they've had a successful season. They may not have won it all. Hello? San Francisco beat Seattle last week 27-7. The Cowboys beat the Bengals 20-17. The Broncos get their first win and beat the Texans 16-9. You got the Cardinals in wow, what a game there to make Raiders start their season off 0-2. Wow. 29-23. Cardinals got that one over the Raiders. Packers beat the Bears 27-10. The Bills whip up on the Titans 41-7, and the Eagles also at a 2-0. Watch out, guys. Watch out there in that division with the Eagles. 24-7 over the Vikings. 24-7 over the Vikings. Move right into this week, guys. Move right into this week. Okay? I'm going to run them right off. I'm going to run them. I took 6 losses last week. I'm still trying to figure it out. But all in all, 6 losses isn't that bad. I like to keep it around 4. But I had my picks, you know. I did expect the Browns to beat the Jets. That was one I took. I really did expect the Colts. I thought the Colts would beat the Jaguars. That's what I thought. I did think the Steelers would beat the Patriots. There's Scott. Scott says Rams beat the Cardinals. Kyler Murray comes up short again. Boy, oh boy. They're in Arizona. They are in Arizona. That's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game, Scott. And you will find out who I picked in that game here shortly. I expected the Bengals to beat the Cowboys last week. I took a loss there, and I expected the Raiders to take care of the Cardinals. I took a loss there, and I also thought that the Vikings would beat the Eagles. I thought it was going to be a balanced defense and offensive strategy that went in there to fill in, beat the Eagles. I was wrong on that. Eagles improved to a 2-0. This week's games. You guys ready for this? Run through them real quick, and then we're going to touch on each one of them. And I'm ready for you guys. All right? Carolina is hosting. The New Orleans Saints, a divisional game today. It's a 1 o'clock game of the Saints travel to Carolina. All the excuses. Oh, his back was... I tell you, sometimes I really got to question if I've... Who are the biggest crybabies in the NFL? Tell me that. What team is the biggest crybabies in the NFL? I mean, somebody's got to take this award. Somebody has to. Okay? Somebody has to take the award. Okay? This guy's like, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know, okay? I just don't know, okay? I don't know. Somebody's got to take that title. Scott says it's the Packers. Will, man. David's crybabies NFL are nothing but the Green Bay Packers and the Gay Packers and 90% of their fan base. Wow. Upset special whenever you're ready, Johnny Famous. I do like. I do like. Let's see here. Bum, bum, bum. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. Here's what I'm going to do. If you guys want to give me upsets, okay, you'd like to be present with me on these upsets, what I would like you to do, there you go. I just put a little link up for you. If you guys are capable and ready to go live on screen with me, I would love to have you today. Yes, always have our thoughts with Ian. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's run through these real quick. And yes, I would be. Guys, I put a link up for you right there. So that link is if you're wanting to bring your screen right live onto the show. All right, here we go. The Saints are at Carolina. 1 o'clock games here. Houston's at Chicago. KC's at the Colts. Wow, the Colts can't catch one, can they? No, they can't. Buffalo's at Miami. That's going to be a great game today, guys. Buffalo-Miami division game. That's a division game. Buffalo at Miami. That's going to be a great game. That is going to be a great game, if you ask me. I know the way Buffalo's been here. Will, man, I see you in the waiting room. I'm going to finish running through these real quick, and I'm going to come right to you. Guys, stand by. We got Will, man, on standby, ready to come live with us with an upset pick. Detroit is at Minnesota. Baltimore's at New England. Cincinnati Bengals at the Jets. The Raiders go to Tennessee. Philly goes to Washington. The later afternoon games, 4:05. Jacksonville travels to the Chargers. The Rams go to Arizona. The Falcons go to Seattle. Green Bay comes into town here in Tampa Bay. Woo, good game. San Francisco in the 8 o'clock Sunday night football window. The San Francisco 49ers go to Mile High for the Broncos. The Monday night football game, Dallas goes to the Giants. There it is. We're wrapping it up. Wrapping it up.
There it is. Wrapping it up.
Will, man.
Wrapping it up.
What is up, my friend?
There it is. Wrapping it up. Will, man.
Oh, I should turn my TV down. Hang on.
Will, man, you are with us. Do we have audio, my friend? We'll get with this, guys. We'll get. He's getting ready.
Now
to
I
go.
dropped my phone.
Let me wait till he's ready to go here. When you're ready to go, you give me the peace sign, buddy. No, he dropped. He dropped. All right, we'll get him in a second here, guys. Okay. Now, let's go right through this. Let's go through this. First and foremost, we've got the Saints going to Carolina. It's a division game here, okay? The Saints at Carolina. I want to tell you something about the Saints, okay? Guys, if you haven't seen the writing on the wall from when Drew Brees retired, when Sean Payton retired, okay? If you didn't see it right then and kind of see based on decisions they were making, remember, nobody wanted Jameis as a quarterback. He was sitting there, okay? The Saints took him. In my opinion, and many people shared my opinion, the Saints picked up Jameis that year for under $1 million, okay? For the main purpose that they are in the division with the Buccaneers. Okay? They're in a division with the Buccaneers. Now, I want you to remember at that time, you still had Drew Brees playing. They picked him up for that purpose. Nobody wanted him. They took him at that time. Why did they take him at that time? And everybody said, oh, Sean Payton can turn him into something, Look, they took him for a particular reason. It's because he knew the Buccaneers. He knew Bruce Arians. He knew the Buccaneer defense. He practiced against them all the time. He knew, okay? So he got the job. You fast forward. Next thing you know, you got the two-headed monster guy. They're not really that in the way that people portray that to be. But you got Hill and Jameis Winston. When Drew Brees got hurt, sharing the ball. Then the next season coming up, which is last year, they were going to give the ball to Jameis Winston, who actually was doing okay. And he went down with an injury. Coming back this year, Jameis Winston, I see you guys on standby, and I'm ready to go to you. We're going to see, but in my opinion, from what I've seen with Jameis Winston and everything, he'll get you a 7-10 season. He might even get you an 8-9 season, but he ain't going to get you over 500. My opinion. With that being said, I'm going to add Will Man to the screen. Will Man, talk to me this time, buddy, and I'm hoping that I can hear your audio.
Can you hear me okay?
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. I'm literally letting all my friends know so they can come in here. I shared it with a bunch of people this morning. So, yeah, because, dude, like, I love your show, Johnny Famous. I love football, and I love what you do for the sport, and I love what you do for the game. So, everybody,
having you.
hats off to Johnny Famous.
All these years. All these years.
Dude, I've been here since day one, man.
Day one. So I know a lot of people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm honestly picking the Jets and the Dolphins this week. The Jets and the Dolphins?
I am taking the Dolphins. You know what? And I will put a shoe in my mouth because I was one of the guys that said Tua is overrated. Tua will not come back from his injuries, and he is going to flop in the NFL. I think he proved me wrong last week. Yeah, but look, Will, man, that wasn't a bad analysis at all. You were just absolutely looking at what was given to you. You were looking at his college career, everything that happened with that. So it wasn't a bad analysis. Let me tell you what I think is going on with Tua. I think he's being well coached right now. I think he's being well coached. He's being coached to manage a game and to play smart football, not take chances. Oh, I got people coming in. They said, we'll be there shortly. We will be there shortly. I'm like, yeah, come in here because I'm live on my buddy's show. Get up in here. You got the Saints. I love my Saints. I love my Saints. You know it. Well, I don't love my Saints. I love my Jameis Winston. I love him. I think he's a great human being. I think he does amazing stuff for the community. However, he does not know how to lead a team. He doesn't. And that's his downfall. Doing all that finger-licking good stuff. Oh, eat a W. Come on, Jameis. Dude, I love you. You're one of my favorite players in the NFL. But, dude, come on, man. Is he? Why do you think we got Tom Brady? Because you couldn't get us to the win. Is he licking his fingers from chicken wings or from crab legs? Oh, who knows? Who cares? Does he still take Ubers? Who knows and who cares? Does he still take Ubers? I think, and the Jets, dude, Joe Flacco? Whoever thought we would see Joe Flacco again? Not me. I didn't think that would happen. He looked like a poor puppy dog. The coaching on that team is incredible. You know what? When you coach the team you have and you learn how to win with the personnel you have, to me, that's what makes you a competitive football team. Exactly.
You can't play
exactly.
to the other team. You have to design around the personnel that you have.
Yeah, and honestly, in my opinion, they have one of the best tackles in the NFL with Mekhi Becton. I think they have a mediocre to above average receiving core. I think their running game is kind of weak. I think they have a don't lose the game quarterback in Joe Flacco, and I think he can not lose the game, which is ironically what they're doing in Tampa Bay right now. You literally have the best quarterback to say, hey, our offensive line is beat up. We got one of the best running backs in the world with Leonard Fournette. And clearly, obviously, I don't care what you haters say, the Buccaneers had the best defense in the NFL. And I've been saying it year after year after year. As soon as that secondary starts gelling together, because they are the youngest secondary in the NFL,
That's
you are
the
going to
whole
see
thing that
some
we've been
mayhem.
waiting for. Hey, that's
You
what
are
we've been
gonna
waiting
see
for. That
mayhem.
secondary right there is the key. And when our secondary's on top of their game, yes, you're not going to be able to score very easily against the Bucs. Now, do you got the Saints beating Carolina today?
Yes.
You've got the Saints winning that game today.
It's going to be like, okay, I'll tell you how close of a game I think it's going to be. It's not going to be this score, but it's going to be like 14-13. It's going to be like one of those.
Okay. I've got the Panthers winning that game.
I think the Saints have too good of a defense.
Let's go right into the Buccaneers hosting the Green Bay Packers. I know how much you love the Packers.
Okay, let me silence everything right now. Okay, I can't stand the Packers. I respect and I love the history of that team. One of the richest histories that we have in the NFL. Just like the Chicago Bears.
You were scarred as a young child by the Green Bay Packer fan base.
It's the Packer fan base that makes me hate the team. It's the fan base that makes me hate the team. Let me tell you, as a young kid going to high school, I seen 50-50 Bear and Packer fans because we literally lived on the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. So you were literally either a Bear or Packer fan. Me being a Buccaneer fan, I got ostracized so much. Anyway, the year after the Packers won the Super Bowl, or the year they won, Brett Favre, Reggie White, I can't remember Desmond Howard, was that the guy that was the kick return guy?
Yes.
Anyway,
Desmond Howard.
All of a sudden, like 75% of the people in the school were Packer fans. Wisconsin is nothing but fair weather fans because you know what? All of a sudden, everybody is a Milwaukee Bucks fan. Dude, I could have sworn back in the 90s, y'all were Bulls fans. Just saying. And now everybody's a Brewers fan too? No, I still wear my red, white, and blue. Go Cubs. And I still wear my green and blue. Go Mavericks. Just saying. I am loyal to my team.
Okay.
I don't know if any of my peeps got in here.
Bucks win today?
Oh, Lena, how you doing, sweetie?
Bucks win today?
Bucks win today. It is going to be almost blowout. Almost blowout. Because if Johnny Dean is in here, he can potentially correct my statistic. But if I remember correctly from everything that I saw and everything that I've been reading, Aaron Rodgers has the lowest quarterback rating against the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady the Packers are 1-3 against Tom Brady.
Wow. Okay.
Just saying.
All right. Look, hey, let me bring in Scott with us. Scott, let's
Scott, take it over, man. Your Rams are probably going to lose, though.
Let's see what we got. Scott, welcome to the chat. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I don't have really much to say. Just go Packers today.
Go Packers.
You're rooting for the Packers because I'm a Bucks fan. Let's keep it real.
Well, I've been watching ESPN, and the guy on there says it's going to be the Ravens and the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Well, he needs to pass me whatever he's smoking.
I can see
Yeah,
the Ravens.
because
He
Real
needs to
Man will
pass
take
me
a
whatever
couple
heck he's
tokes.
smoking.
Yeah.
Right
Scott.
here. Right here.
Scott.
3-time champions after this season.
That's right. Hey, Scott, how do you think the Rams are going to do against the Cardinals today?
They're
Don't
gonna
be
smashing
realistic.
Too short Murray today and taking him out of the game. Maybe
Taking
not
him
physically.
out of the game?
Pardon?
Taking him out of the game literally?
No, he's going to be running so much, and he's not going to get any. He's going to be running 25 yards to the right, to the left, not getting any extra yards. And Aaron Donald didn't do too much last week, but he's got a chip on his shoulder now, so he's going to take Murray to the ground several times today.
Okay, so Will, man, what
Yeah.
do you think about this game? Rams go
For
into
the
Arizona.
Rams going into Arizona. Honest opinion. I hate to say this because Scott rips on my Buccaneers so much, but I think the Rams are going to walk away with it.
Okay, walk away with it?
The Cardinals are missing pieces.
Yes.
There's pieces missing on that team.
Yet still
Notably-
they're there in the fourth
notably-
quarter.
Notably, they need to put that defense back together. They need
You know,
the
I'll tell
defense
you
put
what,
that
though.
back together, and they need a solid running game
So listen to
besides
this.
Kyler Murray.
Let me put something out there for both you guys, especially Scott. Now, guys, listen. We're watching these games, the first two games of the season with Arizona, who Scott says that, obviously he says every week, and for the last 2 years, Murray's too short to play quarterback position. Does it not look to you like he's out there as a professional playing against high school players? He's actually leading them, and they're taking the bait. He's running over here, and he's getting them to chase him. He loops around behind them. He comes over here. He gets the whole defense to run to that side. Then he goes over for the freaking end zone. You tell me what's up with that.
Hey, let me just say, if you're talking about height in quarterbacks, I got 2 words for you. Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie.
You could
I
say
got
Drew
my
Brees.
Flutie Flakes. I got my Flutie Flakes when I was a kid, didn't you?
You
I've
could
got
say
an
Drew
NFL
Brees.
ball signed by Doug Flutie, so yeah.
Doug Flutie was, gosh, he was just the things I want to say about Doug Flutie. Like, he was really hated on so much before he even came into the NFL. And when he actually got into the NFL, and he was just like, all right, guys, let me show you why you should have picked me up. Same thing with Kurt Warner. That's why I love Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner was bagging groceries. Next year, he's winning a Super Bowl.
All right, guys, listen. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to get something from you guys, and what I want to get from you guys –
I thought you were going to say you wanted Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm like, well,
okay. Will, man, you can go first. What's your upset alert today?
well, I mean, seeing as it's only 2 weeks in, it's really kind of hard to say what's an upset and what's not because teams are still trying to find their groove. But with everything that has happened over the past few seasons and what we're seeing so far, I'm definitely taking the Jets this week. I think they got a really solid team. I think they got great coaching. I also think the Dolphins are going to win this week. And the other thing I'm going to say, don't count out the Commanders and don't count out the Jaguars. They have a crappy name with the Commanders. I'd rather be rooting for the Washington Mosquitoes because that actually looks like something I would be afraid of. Getting Lyme disease rather than looking at numbers on the back of a helmet. Come on now.
So what you're expecting Carson Wentz for Washington against his old team to have quite a day?
Oh, without a doubt. I think that game is going to be pretty high scoring. You got AJ Brown and you got Terry McLaurin on the other side of the ball. You got Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's borderline game of the week, if you ask my opinion. But like I said, I'm really thinking Dolphins and the Jets. But like I said, keep an eye on the Commanders. Keep an eye on the Jaguars. Another team that I think might actually do something and turn some heads is the Vikings as well.
Oh, okay.
Because Kirk Cousins is putting up career numbers, like really good numbers. I'm also can't wait to see the Steelers actually really get to gel. And I told you, Mitch Trubisky is the guy. He is the guy for that team. That team is rallying around him.
We shall see. Scott, it is your turn to give us the upset, keyword, upset pick of the week.
I'm not saying this because I hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady, but I'm taking Green Bay Packers over the Bucs as my upset this week.
Ooh,
Sorry.
That's tough.
Sorry, Will, man. I know you gave me a positive thing about my Rams, but
you know that Tampa Bay pretty much owns Green Bay. And Aaron Rodgers is like, oh, God, Tom Brady is my kryptonite. And with CD3 and Winfield Jr. and SMB and running all over in the backfield, they're going to be Aaron Rodgers. Thank you. CD3 is the most underrated corner in the NFL. CD3 is the man.
Now let's go into the Sleeping Beauty pick. Who is the Sleeping Beauty this week? The sleeper. The woman's back there, nobody paying any attention to, sleeping over there, and is going to start getting the attention they deserve. Who is the Sleeping Beauty, Will Man?
My honest opinion?
I want your honest opinion.
Look for Jimmy G to say, you were really going to pass me by?
Ooh. Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is going to show you why he was the starter. Trey Lance is gone. There is no Trey Lance. Jimmy G is now playing for his next team. He's going to want people to look at him because he wants a contract for next year. The 49ers win this week because Jimmy G has got a chip on his shoulder because of what the Niners did to him by, one, drafting Trey Lance, and two, putting Trey Lance above him. Okay. With that being said, the 49ers will beat the Broncos. That's my Sleeping Beauty.
Scott, give me your Sleeping Beauty, the one forgotten, sitting in the distance, just waiting for the recognition they deserve. The Sleeping Beauty.
Well, that's funny because Willman just mentioned the Denver Broncos, and I'm picking the Denver Broncos.
Scott, are you just like trying to upset me this Sunday?
No, you
can't upset me because
you're
my boy,
you're a mind reader.
And see, look, I'm representing the 49ers with my John Lynch on, okay, and the Bucks at the same time.
Yes, you are.
Because John Lynch is my boy.
I just have
best player ever.
Go Kansas City Chiefs today.
Regina says
sorry.
She is the Sleeping Beauty.
Regina, you're just a beauty. That's all there is to it. By the way, we still want whoopie pies.
Oh, man, I forgot to send her my address. You know what? I'm going to send her my address because I'm got to write this down because I want to eat one of those whoopies.
I want to
live
try
on the
one of
show.
those things even. I want to try one of those things even. Like I've been wanting to try them ever since I met her over 2 years ago. I met her 2 years ago in a Buccaneers chat, and people were giving her crap because she's a Tom Brady fan and she jumped over because of Tom Brady. And I was like, I got your back. So I defended her to Tampa Bay fans, and then I brought her over here, and now her and I are just kind of like, we just talk every now and then. Brought her over into my other Facebook group chat too. I love that girl. I'll go to war for that girl.
I want to see
All right.
Murphman in the house.
Murphman is not in the house. Did you guys happen to see Murphman's pictures of his birthday?
Yep.
No, I did not. I did not. So I apologize.
It was hilarious. I put it up on Sports Static. You can go back and look at it. Anyway,
You should put it up on your TikTok on Sports Static.
you know what? I opened my TikTok week 1, and it was off and running, and all my stuff got restricted right away. Yeah.
The fuck?
So I got to look at it.
Hey,
I gotta go look at
I'm the TikTok master as far as your fan base goes. Obviously,
Okay.
you've seen how many followers I got.
All right. I'll
I
contact
can
you.
look into it and try and help. I can try and help you out. We'll look into it.
All
Just
right, good.
contact
Thank
me
you.
after, sometime this week.
All right, guys.
Pray for
Look,
me. Pray for me, guys. Monday, I go in for my first infusion for the MS.
First infusion. We'll be thinking
Yeah.
about you, buddy.
6
luck, guys.
hours, I'll be in the hospital.
Good luck.
I'm going to
Love
get
you
out of
guys.
here and run
Love
through
you.
this. All right. Peace out, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Later.
All right. There we go. There goes Willman and Scott. Get followers on that. Or my OnlyFans. Okay. Now, let's move along, shall we? Let me go ahead, guys. I'm going to funk it up a little bit if you guys don't mind. Let's funk it up. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let's start getting these picks in. Make sure we're having an engagement here today, guys. Let's do this. I've got the New Orleans Saints going into the Carolina Panthers to get hit in the mouth. Carolina Panthers win the game today with a balance. Did you hear me? Balance. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Whoa. Those cats were fast as lightning. Scott disagree with that. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Kevin says the Panthers win. Thank you, Kevin. You good minds, right? Good minds. Houston. Guys, what do you think about Houston? Huh? What do you think about Houston? Because I look at Houston as a team that comes out ready to fight week in, week out. I know we're early in. We're week 3 here. But Houston seems like they come out to fight, right? Houston going into Chicago, I don't really have a lot of faith in Chicago winning this game. And it's because of that. I know. On paper, you would think, on paper, the Chicago wins. But I believe today the Texans win because of mistakes made by Chicago in the way of turnovers. I've got Houston winning this game today, okay? Going into Chicago and getting the win today. That's who I have. Here's one for you. I was kind of hoping and wishing somebody had enough cojones to go ahead and pick the Indianapolis Colts to be that upset. I thought, wow, imagine if somebody had an upset of the week and they actually picked one that was an actual upset. If that would have happened, right? But here's my pick. Kansas City goes into the Indianapolis Colts freeze. And the Colts get their ass handed to them. Kansas City wins that game. Kansas City. Rick Miller, how's it going, bud? I see you. Kevin's got KC winning. Scott's got KC winning. I see you guys. Rick's going to come right out and he says, my Ravens will rebound today in New England. I'm getting to that game. I'll get there. Hang with me, buddy. Hang with me. I got Buffalo at Miami. Now listen. This is going to be if you guys ask me right now, this is going to be a good game, okay? But there's a chance that we get a real good look at just how good, just how dominant the Buffalo Bills are this year. We got a chance to see that because I'll tell you this right now. If Buffalo goes into South Beach, Miami, and makes Miami look like a community college football team, the talk after week 3 is just all going to be about Buffalo. Hello? And their run into the playoffs. So to me, that game today is something. It's something today, okay? Kevin says Bills win close one. And you know, Kevin, that's what I want to see. But Kevin, would you agree with me, Kevin, that about what I said, that there's a chance we may see Buffalo like pound their asses into the dirt? I mean, there's that chance we may get a chance to see exactly how dominant Buffalo is this year. Because remember now, Buffalo, guys, I want you to remember the run they went on last year and how it ended. Okay? Wow, Scott, that's pretty big what Scott's saying there. But I just think Buffalo's been putting the pieces together. And Buffalo has been gradually improving. I mean, not just every year, weekly, if you ask me. I watched it last year, and I was just impressed with that football team. Putting the pieces together. I think today, it could be a close game. I mean, you're right, Kevin. It could be a close game. Will says Buffalo against Miami is definitely the game of the week. However, like I said, the Dolphins will win. Wow. Scott comes out and says Bills go 17-0 in the regular season. Oh, I don't know any team does that anymore. Kevin says, I hope so. Willman says, Scott, can you please hand me whatever you're smoking today? That's a couple times that you've kind of wanted whatever somebody's smoking, Will. I think Willman's looking for some chronic. All right, that to me, that game today is going to be a great one to watch. Here's one for you right here. Let me settle this down a little bit. Detroit is at Minnesota today. Who is the Detroit Lions? Are they actually restoring the roar? Is Detroit actually restoring the roar? Or is it the same old Detroit Lions that we've always known them to be? Are they going to dangle the carrot there in front of you? Are they going to dangle the carrot in front of you? Right when you're ready to get a bite, they're going to yank it out of your mouth. Who are the Detroit Lions? I think we know the Detroit Lions now have a run game. Huh? They've got a pretty spectacular young receiver. Huh? A couple of them, as a matter of fact. But we got to look at this, and we got to really dig in to find out with Detroit. Is that what's going to matter to take them? Forgive me right now for saying this when I mention these two words together. Playoffs, Detroit Lions. Yeah, those two don't go good together, okay? They don't go good together. That's like putting sardines on ice cream. It don't go good together. It just doesn't line up, does it? It doesn't line up. Willman says, I'm always looking for Dr. Green Thumbs. Kevin has the Vikings winning today. Kevin says it's the same old lines. Well, I think, Kevin, can you agree that we're seeing something a little different? Scott says Detroit wins. Let's talk about this, about what we're seeing difference. When it comes to paper, on paper, and I know, guys, stats don't matter. It's wins or losses. I still remember the time I had somebody on my show say that to me. I looked at them all crooked like, stats don't matter? Where do you generate, a playbook? Where do you generate your pick in the draft? Based off of what? Somebody's color of their socks? How do you determine somebody has a Hall of Fame career? Stats. How do you prepare week in, week out? How do you improve week in, week out? Well, you got to look at stats, don't you? You got to break the game down, and part of breaking the game down will come from stats. You take a quick look at stats, you can see stuff. Okay? The St. Louis needs a football team. We will welcome the Jaguars. Man, leave the Jaguars where they're at. It don't matter to me, though. Kevin says, I don't believe in the quarterback. In Detroit? Okay. He's okay right now. Kevin says right here, catch you guys later. Got baby mama drama. Oh, man. Minnesota wins big at after the disastrous game they had against Philadelphia. Thank you, Rick. Christine Gathers. Christine, hello. Good morning, almost good afternoon, Christine, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you. On paper, the Lions look better than the Vikings. They look like their offense is working better. They look like their defense is working better. Maybe not as good in the passing game, okay? But certainly so in the rushing game. Certainly. We haven't seen Dalvin Cook come to life yet this season. But I do got Detroit beating Minnesota today. I do have Detroit beating Minnesota today. Moving along, here we go. Baltimore is at New England. Baltimore at New England. I've got Baltimore winning this game today. I'm not impressed with New England. I'm just not. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're 1-1 now. Okay? I just, look, if you want to know what I think about that, there's a good chance that the New England could finish last in their division. Huh? Now, guys, listen to that one more time. Listen to this. I'm taking this serious right now. Listen to this. Right here on Sports Static, coming from John. If you agree with me, I want a thumbs up. If you think I'm out of my mind, show me the angry face. Here you go. You ready? The New England Patriots could very well end up in last place in their division by season's end. The end of this season, there's a good chance the New England Patriots will be in last place in their division. How do you like me now? Now, where am I coming up with this crazy hog stuff? Where in the world would your host here come up with something with that ship high in transit? Where in the world would I come up with that S-H-I-T? Right here from Sports Static, you see the bull right on the front of the boat here. Yes, here's the bull for you. Where do I come up with this ship high in transit? S-H-I-T. Guys, the writing's right there on the wall. The writing's right there on the wall. Baltimore goes to New England today. I got Baltimore winning that game. Rick says, my Ravens win big today. Rick and I are on the same page there. Same page there. Scott agrees with me on this. He says just where they should be. Last place. And then Scott acts like I have a squirrel in the studio. Like I just, oh, hey, look. Oh, you want to see the... If I'm correct in my prediction, then yes, the New England Patriots do and will suck squirrel nuts. Listen, I say suck squirrel nuts. Don't take it the wrong way. Look out your window right now. You'll probably see a squirrel with nuts in his mouth. People look at this the wrong way. The wrong way. Okay? Don't take it the wrong way, guys. Take it easy. Take it easy. All right. Nice. 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 Rob says, I have NFL Plus Premium, which always you to watch out of the market games. Nice. Here's one for you right here, right now, guys. The Cincinnati Bengals going to the Jets. Who is this Cincinnati team? Huh? Talk about a Super Bowl hangover. Do we have any Cincinnati Bengals fans in the house? You know, we need Cincinnati Bengal fans in here. We need Cincinnati Bengal fans in here. That's something I'd like to check out. Cincinnati, when you talk about a Super Bowl hangover, I mean, that term has come from somewhere, right? Well, you look at Cincinnati right now, and that Super Bowl hangover, they're starting off 0-2. And I'll tell you what, guys. Now, Cincinnati's defense ain't so bad. Their defense ain't so bad. That offense is not the same offense that we saw last year yet. Look, Cincy, you guys have to protect Joe Burrow. You got to protect this guy. You got to protect this guy. He was on his ass more times than he should have been last week. And I'm telling you right now, you know, also with Joe Burrow, with his history, come on, Joe, when the pressure's on, you got to get down on the ground. When you know you're sacked, you got to go down. Don't try to hold a 300-pounder up on your back, okay? Don't try it. Scott says, doesn't matter. The Bills will be in the Super Bowl. Huh. Okay. Cincinnati goes into the New Jersey Jets. 1 o'clock this afternoon. And Cincinnati gets their first win of the season. There you go. You got it right here from me. Right there. Cincinnati gets their first win of the season. Another 1 o'clock game for you today. The Vegas Raiders. The Vegas Raiders travel to Tennessee. That's got to be a pretty nice trip, you know? If you're a football team, wouldn't you guys think that one of your favorite places to go would probably be something like a Tennessee? I mean, I think so. I think you've got pretty decent weather, scenery. I mean, if you want to go into Nashville and check out some good music, live music, a bunch of unsigned, incredible artists. Rick says he's got Bengals on the upset alert. Rick, you have to elaborate on that. When you say Bengals upset alert, you've got to elaborate on that because I mean, if you were to say to me Bengals upset alert, then the first thing I'm going to think about, I'm going to think about several things, okay? First of all, I'm going to be thinking several things, okay? If you're thinking, Rick, about the Bengals upset alert, are we talking about the Cincinnati Bengals season is just an upset? Are we talking about the fact the Jets beat Cincinnati today? That's the upset? Because I don't think it's an upset if you're trying to tell me that Cincinnati beats the Jets. I'm just checking with you because I got to know. I gotta know. Scott says Allen eats off the top of Kyler Murray's head. What a strange thing to say. Interesting, but strange. Interesting, but strange. The Jets win today. I get you now. I get you now, Rick. And that's the upset. Based on the way the Cincinnati's been playing, I don't know how upsetting that's going to be or how shocking it would be to see the Jets beat Cincy today. I'm not so sure, Rick, that that's going to be too shocking today. But with that being said, I do have Cincinnati Bengals winning that game and getting their first win of the season. They go 0-3. We got major problems, especially if they go 0-3 with a loss today to the New Jersey Jets. How offensive it is to New Jersey. You're going to play in their town and you're not even going to give the football team the name. They got 2 football teams, Jersey does. 2. I got Cincinnati winning that game, yes. Raiders are in Tennessee today. Back to that pick. I've got the Raiders winning this game today, guys. I've got the Raiders winning this game. Raiders have not gotten a win this season, and they're traveling into Tennessee. Tennessee also does not have a win. I mean, hey. But I like the Raiders to get their first win. They should have actually had their win last week. They really should have. Renfro, you got to hang on to the ball, buddy. You got to hang on to the ball. We're going back to Little League football. You gotta hang on to the ball. That's your prized possession. Both hands tight on the ball. On paper, it looks like an evenly matched football game today. Even in the way that both of these teams you would have not expected to be 0-2 so far based on who they've played. But they are. They're both 0-2. Raiders and Tennessee both looking to get their first win of the season. One of them is going to start the season 0-3, and I think that's going to be Tennessee. The Eagles travel to Washington. Here is a game for you guys. Here's a game for you. You got Carson Wentz hosting the Eagles. Yes. Carson Wentz hosting the Eagles today. Now, don't you think he got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder? Don't you think he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder? I look at this game and I think about this. We've talked about different things as far as upsets and everything like that. I've given you guys an opportunity before to talk about the Sleeping Beauty. The Sleeping Beauty. And it is my opinion that this year, that Sleeping Beauty, make sure you do not overlook them. That Sleeping Beauty could very well be the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, I'm telling you right there. Hi, Perrine! Hi! It's me! It's me! Hi! You want to dance with me? Let's dance. Let's dance. Whee! Yeah! I don't care where you are. Everybody wants to dance with me right now. Come on. I don't don't care if you're in aisle number 6 at the grocery store. Be careful. You don't gotta be an athlete to pull your growing. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Perrine says you keep going in and out. Yeah, that's Rick. Rick says that the Eagles blow out the Commanders. Huh. Yes, we did, Dance. Yes, we did. I do got the Eagles winning this game today in Washington. Guys, I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to restate this right now. I do believe that the Eagles could very well be your sleeping beauty. Their offense is looking like it's firing well. I do have concerns with their defense. Can they keep the points off the board so they don't get into shootouts? If the Eagles can improve on defense, they could very well be that sleeping beauty team right there, guys. They could be the sleeping beauty team. I do have them. Me too, the Eagles. Okay, me too. Oh, me too. Me too. My video is slow today. We're not having technical difficulties. I'm back. Rick says the Eagles win the division. See, now that right there would say they may be that sleeping beauty. I got the Eagles winning that game. Moving along, Jacksonville goes to the West Coast to take on the Chargers. How about that one? Does anybody got Jacksonville beating the Chargers? That, to me, if I would have done that, that to me would have been the upset of the week if that would have happened, okay? That could have very well been the upset of the week if that would happen, but I don't see that happening. I do not see. I see the Chargers winning at home today, and the Chargers are going to improve to 2-1. Jacksonville is going to go 1-2. But I think it can be a good game. I really do think Jacksonville. Guys, thumbs up if you agree with this. If you don't, give me the angry face. If you love it, give me a heart. I think Jacksonville's taken a big step in the right direction. And I really do think we're starting to see Trevor Lawrence as a potential future top 10 quarterback. Whoa! Pull back them reins a little bit. Whoa! Oh, my. Oh, my. But not quite yet. I got the Chargers winning that game. Scott's been hanging in there with me this whole time, waiting for this one. The Rams travel to Arizona today. Arizona coming off a big win. I said this, though, from week 1. They sure did use a lot of energy to get that done. Kyler Murray playing this style of football, I don't believe makes it through the season. You guys remember what I said after week 1 about Trey Lance? I hate to say it, and I hate to be correct on it. I made a prediction that maximum 6 weeks, the quarterback for the 49ers would be Garoppolo. And I made that prediction based on the play I seen with Trey Lance and how the San Francisco 49ers essentially were using him as a running back with designed run plays. And I said, if you use this young kid that way, he won't make it. Won't happen, guys. Well, I hate to be correct on a prediction like that, but you saw what happened. My prediction's the same that I said about Kyler Murray. Way too much energy. He's a lot smarter where he's not going to run like a running back. He just gets away from him with his feet, with his speed. But he's not going to put his head down. Okay? That's the difference. But I will tell you this. Based on the amount of energy this kid uses week in, week out, there's no way. And if you look at each season here, what happens? They're great. 10 games. They'll be great for 10 games. Then, what happens after that, guys? You watch it the same way I do. Then what happens? Then all of a sudden, the wheels come off that wagon, don't they? I'm just saying, the wheels come off that wagon. You watched it yesterday. Johnny Dean's in the house. Johnny Dean, welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. So I just don't think Kyler Murray can sustain throughout a season. Well, more of what we've seen over the last couple seasons. More of what we've seen over the last couple seasons. Everybody welcome Mr. Johnny Dean to the house. So, with the Rams going into Arizona, I've got the Rams winning that game. I just think that you're going to see Kyler Murray running for his life today. More like you saw in the Super Bowl against Kansas City and the Buccaneers. Kyler Murray will get more yards running parallel to the line of scrimmage than the team will downfield. How's that for a prediction for you? How's that for a prediction for you? I've got the Rams winning that game. Atlanta goes to Seattle. Went up to the northwest for Atlanta. I'm not liking what I see with the Atlanta yet. I'm just, really. They're 0-2. Doesn't bother me much. Seattle 1-1. No, maybe they're not going to do too bad with their quarterback. I've got Seattle winning this game today. Not so much so because I think that they're a great team, or more or less I got them winning because who they're playing. I don't got a lot of faith in the Falcons. I mean, at this point, I'm not so sure who the Falcons beat. I could go through the Falcons' schedule, and we'd look at that, and I'm not so sure who the Falcons beat. I mean, really, if we look at it that way, I'm not so sure who the Falcons beat. And I tell you what, since I brought it up, we can do that real quick. To just see when I say that, when I'm saying Seattle wins the game today. Is it because Seattle's a great team? It's who they're playing. It's who they're playing. Johnny's got Atlanta to win that game. Johnny's got Atlanta to win that game. Let me look at this, okay? They're playing Seattle today. Week 4, the Falcons play Cleveland. I'll take Cleveland. Week 5, the Falcons play the Bucs. I take the Bucs. Week 6, the Falcons play the 49ers. I'll take the 49ers. Week 7, We hope that Cincinnati by then's got their ship high-end transit together, their SHIT together. I'll take Cincinnati to beat the Falcons. Week 8, the Carolina Panthers play the Falcons. A divisional game. I'll take the Panthers. Week 9, the Chargers play the Falcons. I'll take the Chargers. Week 10 again, Carolina. Maybe they split one. Maybe. At this point, I'm at week 10 and giving you a maybe on the Falcons. Okay? Week 11, Chicago and the Falcons. Okay? I mean, did the Falcons get 2 here? I'll take the Bears. Week 12, the Falcons play the Commanders. I'll take the Commanders. Week 13, the Falcons are playing Pittsburgh. I'll take Pittsburgh. Week 14, the Falcons get to do a field trip and wrap their sodas in aluminum foil. They get a bye week, a break. Week 15, they're at New Orleans. I'll take the Saints. Week 16, they're at Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore. Week 17, they're at the Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals. Week 18, they're at the Bucs. I take the Bucs. Did I just see what I did there? Did you see what I just did? I just gave the Falcons 1, possibly 2 wins this season. Ouch! Oh, my. Oh, my. Wow. Scott says Falcons have to go to the bird sanctuary to get their wounds healed. Johnny Dean. Falcons had an amazing comeback last week. Didn't win, but it was the Rams last week that gave up 21 points late to the Falcons. They did. They did. You're right. And that's a point right there that you should be looking, Scott, at the Rams. They gave up 20 to the Birds. You're right. Scott, you should be paying a little attention there of what we're looking at, because I was watching that game and I was like, oh, my. Oh, wow. What? Now, Johnny, here's my question to you. Who does that favor? I mean, are we looking at a fact that, oh, that means the Falcons they're not who we thought they were? They're better than that. They're not who we thought we were. Are they better than that? Or was it a Rams defense who took their foot off the gas? You know, gas prices in California are really high. So Johnny, Falcons trying to make that comeback. Was that the Falcons being good? We should expect more in the coming weeks? Or was that based off of West Coast gas prices and the Rams took their foot off the gas to try to coast in a little bit, you know, being conservative with their gas? The Seahawks are not the Rams. No, they are not. Scott, Ramsey head coach. Come on. Come on. Really? I'll go back to this comment. Anyway, I got Seattle beating the Falcons today. All right, moving right along. Green Bay at the Buccaneers. Before I get there, I want to read this comment by Johnny. The Falcons have some damn good offensive players. It's their defense that is supposed to suck. And yet the Rams couldn't stop the Birds or score on them in the second half. Yep. And then here's Scott saying, go Green Bay. Do you guys know, based off some things that Scott says, it's not a football IQ analytic decision he's making? It's his love or hate for a team. I'm sorry to pick on you, Scott, but I picked up on that. Who else has Green Bay winning this game today against the Buccaneers? In Tampa Bay. By the way, fire the cannons. You know what that's like? When you got those cannons firing? It just kind of grinds in that touchdown a little bit more. That's what it's like. Now, I know Tampa Bay's not firing on all 8 cylinders, okay? Could that be because of gas prices? They're running one of those eco cars around? I don't know. But yeah, the Buccaneers are not firing on all 8 yet. But they've got a defense that is. They've got a defense that is. This game on paper looks good. This looks like it's going to play out to be a good game. It does. But Buccaneers at home. I expect Leonard Fournette to come out today with some energy. I also expect Tom Brady to have a little better chemistry with whoever's playing wide receiver for him, because that's what he does. I've said this week in, week out, year in, a year out. Great quarterbacks make somebodies out of nobodies. Great quarterbacks make somebodies out of nobodies. You want to know why? Because when that football comes in the air and you got a quarterback that can put that football right on your numbers, you're going to get plays. You're going to get receptions. You're going to get yards. You're going to have stats. You're going to be a somebody. You're going to be a somebody. Great quarterbacks make somebodies out of nobodies. I expect Tom Brady to have better chemistry this week with whoever's lined up as a receiver on his team. Johnny, I like your analysis on this game with the Packers and the Bucks. Defense versus defense. Best run game wins. I believe it's going to be really mixed, Johnny. I do. And I do believe the run game is going to play a huge factor here. I do. But I think it's going to be a balanced, mixed game. I really think it's going to be a balanced, mixed game today. Smart passes and a run game. And I couldn't agree with you more with the defense. That's old school football right there. Defense and a run game. Hey, the best defense and run game week in, week out take you to the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah, I said it. Bucks win this game today and improve to 3-0, by the way. Hello? And improve to 3-0. Hello? That's right. San Francisco with Jimmy G. Garoppolo at quarterback. Guys, I hated my prediction after week 1. I hated it. But what I said, San Francisco uses Trey Lance as a running back with designed run plays. I said, after week 1, by latest week 6, Jimmy Garoppolo will be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I hated for my prediction to come true. But it did happen in exactly the fashion I predicted it to, and it broke my heart to see a young guy go down like that. But if the San Francisco 49ers truly looked at Trey Lance as their future quarterback, they disrespected him because they were using him as a running back who puts his head down. Design run plays. What's the average lifespan of a running back in the NFL? If you're going to treat your quarterback as a running back with design run plays to put his head down, you're going to have him for about the amount of time that you have a running back for in the NFL. I'm sorry. I didn't make a crazy prediction after week 1. I just looked at it and I felt bad for the kid right away. Because I said, at 50% throwing the ball, he ain't going to be a quarterback. At 50% throwing the ball, he ain't going to be a quarterback in the NFL. I mean, I'm sorry. That prediction came true right away. Brady v. Matthew McConaughey. John, you killed my boy Trey. I watched that game. I felt bad right when I seen it, but I didn't say anything that you didn't see, Johnny, at all. I said it, but you can't use these young guys that way. If you respect them as a quarterback, pocket passer, whatever, they didn't. Even if you say, okay, he's a great runner, he's a playmaker. I'm sorry, but you don't design runs with your playmaker that's your quarterback up the middle to put his head down. I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. Never. When you have 300-pound guys jumping on top of you, stuff's gonna break. Not if. When. Tom Brady playing today at 45 years old. How do you think that happened? Get rid of the ball. Now, Tom Brady does quarterback sneaks. But Tom Brady's trying to get a half of a yard when he does a quarterback sneak. He just falls down forward. It's almost impossible to stop. He just falls forward. I've seen other quarterbacks doing quarterback sneaks where they're trying to straight up, trying to get in and plow over. Remember when you saw Patrick, my homie Mahomes, do that? He didn't just fall in there. He straight up, with more than one attempt, trying to get, hey, no. You got an offensive line that understands a quarterback sneak and you've practiced it and you're the quarterback, you fall forward a half a yard. That should be the only time you're doing a quarterback sneak, a half a yard. 1.5 foot max. 1.5 feet, my opinion. Scott says, I'm going to have fried shrimp for lunch in honor of Kyler Murray. Wow. I'm going to laugh my ass off if he beats you guys today. We're going to remember that right there. That's hilarious. It's a good one, though. I'll give you that. Bucks get that win today. San Francisco goes to the Denver Broncos, and San Francisco wins with the quarterback who's actually a better quarterback. Proven, actually, who's actually a proven winning quarterback. What's with all these teams in the NFL that don't want a quarterback who takes you to playoffs, championship games, Super Bowls? That's what you get with Jimmy G. You get a quarterback who's going to take you to the playoffs. He's going to take you to a conference championship game. He's going to take you to a Super Bowl. Huh? What? Oh, yeah, he was available. Am I missing something here? Hello? So what do you think is going to happen with San Francisco with Jimmy G at quarterback? Take off the blinders. Oh, hi. It's me again. Who? Oh, the guy who takes his team to the playoffs? The guy that takes his team to conference championship games? The guy who takes his team to Super Bowls? Here's a question for you. Out of the 32 teams out there, in the last 6 years, how many times is your quarterback taking you to the playoffs, conference championship, and the Super Bowl? Out of the 32 teams out there. Hello? I know. Hello? Is anybody home? Hello? I mean, how many times? His name is Jimmy G. Garoppolo. He's the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And today he's going to Mile High to get another win. Typical fashion. How does he do it? Ball management, clock management. Play it safe. Live to play another down. Let your defense have an easy time and help you get a win. Oh. Johnny Dean. Mahomes has 1,189 rushing yards career. You won't see much of that anymore from Mahomes like you did. What helps Mahomes there, Johnny Dean, is the fact and the major difference between Patrick Mahomes, okay, and Trey Lance. Mahomes has one of the best arms in football. So that defense has to respect him, okay? That changes everything. Patrick Mahomes has one of the best arms in football, has one of the most accurate arms. He can throw the ball this way, this way, this way with his left hand. Hello? With his left hand. I watched him do it. Oh, my. He just threw the ball with his left hand. Because of that, Patrick Mahomes is going to have wide open pockets. Hello? Why? Because that defense has to respect his arm. It's deadly. It's accurate. Oh, let's see here, Scott. Scott says the Rams start their ascent to the top of the NFC West today. We shall see. Scott comes back with a Mahomes plays to win. He plays to win the game. Yes. Anyway, back to that Jimmy G thing. No surprises here from this point on. No surprises of who San Francisco is. Because right now, San Francisco, we've seen this movie before. We watched the sequel. We even had the opportunity to see the trilogy. We know who San Francisco is right now with Jimmy G. We do. We did not know who they were with Trey Lance. We got a glimpse of it, didn't we? Week 1, got a glimpse of it, didn't we? Granted, it was a really rainy day, I know. I know. 50% completion percentage ain't going to get you that far in the NFL. I'm sorry. Last but not least, by the way, San Francisco beats Denver today. Last but not least, the Dallas Cowboys with the, I think I got a picture of their quarterback. And this could be the one right here that's the sleeping beauty. It could be Rush. He could be, right there's Rush. That could be the sleeping beauty. Here's Rush. Right there he is. Ah! That's Rush. Does he go into New York? Does he go into New York and get the win? Can Rush do it? You know what I love? I always tell you guys this, what I love. I love to watch the game played with enthusiasm, excitement, play like kids. I love it. And I love watching that Dallas team last week. And I love watching that quarterback enthusiastic, excited, smile, a huge smile, laughing. Yeah, I love it. I love that. Kyler Murray, big difference here. Kyler Murray has 1,843 career rushing yards. However, Kyler Murray is faster than everybody out there on the field. Kyler Murray will never, ever. Kyler Murray's no dummy. Kyler Murray will never put his head down and run right through the middle of a defense. Never. Kyler Murray will never run between the tackle and the guard. Never. Not at this point. He's smart enough to know that, and so are his coaches, and they won't do it to him. That's the only chance he has for longevity. Kyler Murray, in my prediction, will run out of steam week 11 because he's running sideways so much. Now, I am impressed with Kyler Murray. He's out there playing with these men. He's out there playing with them, like playing tag, going, hey, I'm running over here. Come chase me. These big guys run over there, and then he does a loop around him. And he goes, oh, no, I'm over here. Peekaboo. Hey, it's me. And they chase him. Now he's got the whole defense over there, and he starts laughing, and he runs the other way again into the end zone, untouched. That's Kyler Murray. Yes, RG3. I remember what happened to RG3. Thought he was a running back, didn't he? Just couldn't go down to live to play another game, to live to play another down. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Somebody gave him the illusion. Somebody gave him the illusion he was playing college football. No. You're playing against the best athletes in the world. The best college players are out there that are like 50 pounds bigger now. Oh, my. I remember, Johnny. So, yeah, my take on when we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, how does he have yards and how is he still surviving on the ground? Well, because Patrick Mahomes has the best arm in football. It's extremely accurate. He's right there at the top. Okay? So he's a threat in the air so much so it's going to open the field up for him where you can't take your eyes off of these receivers. He's going to thread the needle. Next thing you know, he's got a wide open field in front of him. He can run for 10 and get out of bounds. But Patrick Mahomes learned his lesson too, and he's not going to put his head down. I fear for Josh Allen. I hate to see Josh Allen do it. Josh Allen's a big guy. He'll put someone on their ass. Still, Josh, settle down, big boy. It won't last. Kyler Murray's not putting his head down like a running back. He's not. Watch him. He's down. He lays down. And when he lays down, watch Kyler Murray. When he lays down, he's in a fetal position. Literally. Watch him. When Kyler Murray goes down, he goes down in a fetal position. Mommy. He does. I'm just saying. Yes, but when RG3 got taken out, he was doing just like Murray and just buying time. Prior to that happening, we watched RG3 getting his head pounded in, going up the middle and everything else. And it was the talk of that season. Every game I watched, that's what the sportscasters were talking about. The hits he was taking, the unnecessary punishment he was taking. It was just that particular play where he, in my opinion, nonchalantly skipping out of bounds. Misador says, wow, my feed was jacked for a minute. Really? Josh and Lamar have been throwing from the pocket now. I like that, and I like seeing that with Lamar too. But Josh, I'm just worried about sometimes, like even the way he played that last game of the season last year he had. Gosh, man, that guy. I love his enthusiasm. I love his competitiveness. I mean, he can put the whole team on his back, Josh Allen. But I just worry sometimes he's putting his head down. He's a big guy. He can take a hit. Misador says, to be fair, he's already pretty low to the ground. What are you talking about? Kevin Hart. I mean, Kyler Murray. Yeah. I get it. Misador. I get it. But Kyler Murray plays smart football, guys. Look, I'm telling you, to me, what was impressive of watching Kyler Murray so far this season, he's playing with people. Hey, guys, come chase me over here. And he does a little loop around them. His takeoff speed from 0 to 15 miles per hour is impressive. He's got the fastest feet. So he can get from 0 to 5 yards faster than everybody else. Okay? That's the thing with Kyler Murray. That's what we're watching. He's right there and they can grab him. No. He can go from 0 to 5 yards faster than anybody else out there. Okay? Johnny Dean says Josh equals Big Ben. I think we're going to even see better than that. And that's saying a lot, isn't it? Isn't it? But I agree with you as far as the big body goes. But I think he's more athletic than Big Ben. That's what I think. I think he's more athletic than Big Ben. Big Ben was that guy. Big Ben got in a motorcycle accident and hit a car with his face and totaled the car with his chin. You remember that? Never did tell you guys who's going to win. Dallas goes to the Giants. And guys, check this out. The New York Giants go to 3-0. For the first time since when? Does anybody want to get that stat for me? For the first time since when? New York Giants, 3-0. That's Monday Night Football. Dallas goes to actually New Jersey to play the New Jersey Giants. I tell you. What's the matter with you New Yorkers? Or what's the matter with you New Jersey people that you don't just come right out and say it? You know, I challenge somebody to make a Facebook page that's the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. I challenge you. Then you can make another page that's the New York Bills. I challenge you. You're right, Johnny Dean. You're right. Mishidor says Cooper Rush is the second coming. Boys over the Giants. Here's Cooper Rush for you right here. So what you're trying to tell me is that this guy right here, Cooper Rush, he gets the upset? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Now, would it actually be the upset? Would it actually be the upset? There's Cooper Rush. There he is. That's what we saw from that guy right there, wasn't it? That is what we saw from it. I would love to see nothing I would like better than Cooper Rush to be there on the sideline with that enthusiasm. I love it every time. I do. But I got to go with Johnny with this one. I got to go with Johnny. Giants win. Yeah, you're right, Johnny. I don't call it an upset. To me, it would be an upset if the projection of each team, to me, is always like that. An upset to me is when I pick a team that nobody thinks is going to win and they upset the team that's projected to win big all season. All season. A playoff team that gets beat by a team that's going to be last place or projected to be last place in their division. That's an upset. That's how I always go with my upsets. Upset. But I do believe the Dallas Cowboys Monday Night Football are going to go into Jersey and get their ass handed to them by the Giants because of a well-balanced game plan. A run game, defensive stops, controlling the clock with a well-balanced offense. I know, Danny Jones, I know, not so hot. But more importantly is that he doesn't turn the ball over. Okay? He didn't do that last week. Didn't have a great game stat-wise, but the determining factor in there is that he's not giving the ball away. He's able to manage a balance that controls the time of possession, which means his defense is on the sideline, well rested, and ready to kick ass. Brandon Schaefer, what is going on? Brandon says Carson Wentz or Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones or Antonio Gibson. Man, you pick such tough ones there. You really do pick such tough ones there. Well, let's see here. First and foremost, what you got to know is Johnny Dean's giving it to you right there. All right? I'm going to analyze a little better, but Johnny Dean's is saying Wentz and Gibson. Johnny Dean also says, like Atlanta going into Seattle and coming out with the win. That's an upset. Remember what I said when I went through that Atlanta thing? But I'm not big on either Atlanta or Seattle this year. I really am not. I'm not. I think those teams beating any teams this year is an upset. I think Atlanta beats any team this year, consider it an upset. That'll become more of a factor. Well, we're like down the road, week 8, week 9, week 10. If Atlanta beats somebody, everybody's going to think it's an upset because they're going to suck. They ain't going to win. This early in the season, I don't know if everybody's on the same page with me as that. I think Atlanta wins 3 games max this year. Whoa! Oh, my. Oh, my. I said it here first. In fact, I'm going to record that right now on my show. Here we go. Let's record this. I'm recording. My prediction for Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons, 2022 Atlanta Falcons. You're going to hear it here first, and we're only in week 3. Speaking of 3, I'm going to say I don't see the Atlanta Falcons winning more than 3 games this year. In fact, I got them winning 2. Oh, my. Did he just say that? I just recorded that, and I'm going to play that back for you. Somewhere around week 14. We'll see how accurate I was. Okay? All right. I just recorded that. Brandon, let me tell you something today. Today, you have Carson Wentz going up against a defense that's not so great in the secondary. Okay? And he's been doing pretty good passing the ball. Remember I told you to go with him the last week? I'm not sure how that worked out for you, okay? But definitely, Johnny's right on this one. Carson Wentz is going to have a pretty good day today. I still got the Eagles winning that game. In the same way I told you to pick Carson last time, I didn't have his team winning. Just based on the 2 players you gave me, I thought he was a better one for you to start. I do. I do agree with Johnny. I do. Johnny Dean says, I also have Lions over the Vikings this week, John. And I got that too, Johnny. Detroit is trying to restore the roar in the Motor City. Brandon says, I won last week using Wentz and Thomas. Awesome. Awesome, dude. It's those matchups sometimes and where these guys really excel. We don't do the fantasy kind of like we used to, because if I'm doing fantasy like directed, I'm going to put this out there right now, okay? Because I don't have a co-host with me that's prepared to handle the fantasy section. If I did, I'll do it. So I'll put it out there to you guys right now. I need a guy that wants to straight up run a fantasy segment on Sports Static. In fact, you can do it any day of the week you want. Let that be known right now, guys. Sports Static has a lot of open days available to stream somebody, another host. Okay? Most definitely somebody who wants to engage in the fantasy leagues. Richard, how in the hell are you doing? He's got Detroit winning today, and so do I. Misador says the Vikes win. Cousins had a bad game last week. I don't know, Misador. Come on now. What about the Michigan boys, Misador? Misador, you're taking the Falcons to go in and win too? Ouch. All right, guys. Literally 5 minutes left, so I'm going to run through my picks here for you real fast. Here are my picks. Guys, play along while I go through this. If you want to just put your pick in the comment, let's go. Ready? Let's run this down. Here we go. Saints at Carolina. I've got Carolina winning that game. Houston at Chicago. I've got the Houston Texans winning that game. Kansas City at the Colts. I've got Kansas City winning that game. Buffalo's at Miami. Great game to watch. I got Buffalo winning that game. Detroit's at Minnesota. Can you guys believe what I want to tell you? Can you guys believe what I want to tell you? Detroit wins on the road. Baltimore at New England. I've got Baltimore winning that game. Cincinnati at the Jets. Cincinnati gets their first win of the season coming off of that tremendous Super Bowl hangover. Cincinnati beats the Jets. The Raiders go to Tennessee. Guys, Raiders need this. Raiders get their first win of the season. Tennessee does not. Tennessee will be 0-3. Raiders beat Tennessee. The Eagles, we just talked about this. The Eagles go to Washington. Guys, I've told you this before. I think it's the Eagles that will be the sleeping beauty team this season. Keep your eye on the Eagles for a playoff, not just playoff push, playoff success. You guys heard it here first. You heard it here first. The Eagles beat Washington today. Jacksonville travels to the Chargers. The Chargers win. The Rams go to Arizona. Rams are going to start putting their SHIT together. They're going to look a little more polished each week, in my opinion. That's what you'll see. Atlanta goes to Seattle, and Seattle gets the win. Green Bay at the Buccaneers. Good game. Buccaneers are going to get it done. Balanced team. Balance. A little more polish with the offense today. You'll see. San Francisco travels to Mile High to take on Denver. And San Francisco with Jimmy G, more of what we've seen from Jimmy G, gets the win. San Francisco. Dallas, Monday Night Football, travels to New Jersey to take on the Giants. The Giants, hello? Guys, I asked someone to check this stat for me earlier. Nobody did. When's the last time the Giants started the season 3-0? Because that's what they're doing. The Giants are going to start the season 3-0. They're going to beat Dallas Monday Night Football. How's that for you? All right, guys, that does it for you right there. I'm going to look at these comments. Guys, we can keep continuing to comment while we're watching these games right on this thread here. So, guys, if you want to play along with these picks as the games are playing, continue to comment right here on this thread. All right? Right here on this thread. That's what I want you guys to do, okay? Continue to comment right here on this thread. Just remember, guys, when I tell you, be part of that, all right? Be part of it. Share this stuff. Come on now. Guys, enjoy week 3 football here. Peace out to you guys. Absolute pleasure having all you guys here with us. Enjoy your Sunday football, guys. Peace. Sports Static back with you Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Recap Week 3 games.